How many of you intend to live for the next 30 years? Intend. If you want to die, that's something else. So we intend to live for the next 30 years, correct? Yes or no? So everything we do, don't do it for tomorrow. We should try and do it for the long term. Anything we do for the short term is a distraction. Anything for the short term is a distraction. Now I want to start off what I'm going to talk about right away, alright? We live in Sri Lanka, correct? The population of our country is 21 million. How many? 21 million. The population, what's the world population today? As per statistics, it stands about 7.3. 7.3 billion. GDP of our country, that is gross domestic product, which is the total of all of us. Your father, your grandfather, future girlfriend, her father, her family, and all of our families together, whole of Sri Lanka, our net year on year worth is about 81 billion. How much is it? 81 billion US dollars as for 2016. Singapore, you know Singapore, correct? What is the population of Singapore? Singapore is 5.6. The GDP of Singapore is 297 billion USD. Sri Lankan population is 21 million. Singapore is 5.6. Sri Lanka's GDP is 80 billion, 81. Singapore is 297 billion USD. They are super small. If we are 100%, they're 25% of a size. But they have a GDP which is 300% from us. Yes or no? Now, how does this happen? Now, why am I telling you all this? Numbers are super important. Sometimes we think we are big. We think we are big. Yes or no? We think we are big. But honestly, we are super small. We are a big fish in a small pond. You get me there? I like you to think this with me, because this is not a message that I tell you. I tell this to myself all the time. I tell this daily when I wake up, and I go to sleep thinking about it. And every time I wake up, I think, what is it that we can do in order to put our country on the map? On the what? World map. Only 5% of the world knows that there is Sri Lanka. More people know there is Kumar Sangakkara than more people who know Sri Lanka. Do you know that? Why does this happen? These numbers, for you guys who are, all of you are less than 25? Yes or no? You're going to be very soon working, you're going to be adding to the GDP. Isn't that correct? Your net worth is going to be added. You will make thousands, you'll make millions, one day you'll make billions. Some of you here might become head of a particular department in our country. Few others might go on to start a business. Some of you might come up with the latest of innovations. We don't know. No one knows the future. Yes or no? No one knows the future. No one knows what we are going to do now, whether it will be success or failure. No one knows. But the only thing we can do is that we can accurately target. We can try our level best, making sure that we will be in a position to succeed. Yes? No? So I want you to be with me. In the future, you're going to be adding to the GDP, correct? Why not add big numbers to it? I'm asking you, why not? Puluwan the barida. If you think you can't, you can't. I believe that. But what if you say, I in the future will make sure that our country will have a better GDP. Good or bad? It's amazing. It's not for you. You're making value, creating value for the entire country. For the farmer who is somewhere out there who doesn't have capital to run his business, you will probably support him. A child who is in Anuradhapura who is unable to go to school, you will probably support her. Yes? No? You can't eat all the cash you have. You are going to do something good for the country. So point one, think big. What is it? Think big. Think big in numbers. Don't be shy to think big in numbers. Think big all the time. Think big daily. Don't think for the thousands. Think for the millions. Think for the billions. Now tell me, are you going to be a milli hunter or are you going to be a billy hunter? Or are you going to be a hundreds hunter? I'm just trying to instill this thought in you. It all depends. It all? Do you know this guy? The world's most famous in history of humans of all times. The largest of man to have lived with the highest of net worth. Do you know who that guy is? Now, Bill Gates is around today, right? He's 86 billion USD. That's his net worth today. That's Bill Gates. But Bill Gates is not the largest in history. John D. Rockefeller is the largest man to have lived in the history of humanity. If he was alive today, he's not going to be alive, obviously. If you context that money to the net worth of now, you know, you can change it for times with values and numbers. He will be worth about 420 billion USD. How much? 420 billion USD. That's a huge number. How big? Super big. Super big. John D. Rockefeller, at the age of 13, he was a boy. His father was a drunkard. He will go out, he will sell sweets. He will sell sweets so that he can make some money and give it to his mother so they can put some food on the table. Can you believe this? Food on the table. What are we talking about? Food on the table. You and I, do we have enough food? I believe yes. Did you have your breakfast today? Our lunch we had. Amazing. We are cool like that. Eventually we'll have a big tummy too. Eventually. Matter of time. I'm just talking out loud here. I'm telling this to myself, yes, while I'm telling this to you. John D. Rockefeller, as a boy, he had to make money to support his family. His father was a drunkard, and when he makes money, puts it on a small till, his father takes it and goes away. That's his father. Alright? As a boy, he has to go through hardship in life. See his mother, look at himself, no proper education, alright? No good father. But he did not complain saying, oh, I don't have a good father. Because of that, I'm going to sit inside home and keep crying. You understand that? That man grows up to slowly become the largest. He is known as the king of petroleum. King of? He is the man who first made use of kerosene to light houses. The US, for the first time in the history, saw light at night. Amazing, isn't it? Every house. He put a light, a lamp in every house, and he ends up to be the largest man. Did he start as a large man? No, he did not. He started as a very poor soul. Now I want you to think with me. I want you to think for the future. What do you want to be in the future? What? Do you want to work for the rest of your life and create less value? Or do you want to use the next 30 years to create a lot of value? Which one do you want? Which one? Create a little value. I want to buy a mini car, and then I want to buy a bigger car, buy a house, and I am very happy. If I can have a lot of food, if I can have a nice fridge, a beautiful wife, I'll be super cool. Wow. I want to send my children to the best school in the country, I'll be happy. Most of us think like that, guys. But we, as the youngest group here, we should not think like that. Dream big. How big? Think big on the millions. Think big on the international deals, you know. Don't just think Sri Lanka. Don't ever think Sri Lanka. If you are to start a business, start it. If you want to get into a job that will give you a beautiful experience. Don't just go for the money. If you are going for a job, go for the hardest job. Why am I saying hardest job? Because that experience in 10 years will be far more valuable than an easy job where you're just going to keep tapping onto something. Don't do that. Be the type of person who is jacked up all the time. What up? Jacked up, pumped up. The type of person who looks forward to tomorrow, who says, I want to do something big in my life. Good or bad? It might sound big for you. You might be thinking, all that sounds flashy and nice, but I think it is going to be a bit of a problem. I'm going to go to sleep and wake up and do my usual things. Most of us in life will be like that. But out of this group, there'll be 1 or 2 or 3 of you whom in the future who will contact me and say, Arshad, do you know what I'm doing now? I'm bigger than you. I'll be like, wow. I'll be pumped up to hear that. There'll be 5 or 6 of you who will make big deals for this country, for sure. Not everyone. You know why? Most of us are super lazy. We like things easy. We like things if we get it quickly. We like things if it is given to us. We don't want to go out and fight for it. We don't want to go out and hustle for it. We don't want to put 18 hours of work daily. We want to work 8-hour jobs. Yeah, by all means and reasons, it's going to be super tough. You know why? Because in the beginning, it is unbelievably hard. Unbelievably hard. How hard? Unbelievably hard. Like a rocket. When a rocket takes off, a lot of fuel is used for the takeoff. Once it takes off, what happens? It's off forever. Are you with me on this so far? Think big. What is our point one? Think big. How big? Think big. Bill Gates is $86 billion. He's worth 86 billion USD. He's worth that big, alright? He can come to Sri Lanka, buy all the banks and take the next flight and go. All the banks. He will not lose much of his money. If he puts about 5 billion in Sri Lanka, he can buy the largest 20 companies in our country and go back to his country again. He will still be able to do that. Yes or no? But he doesn't want to do that. You know why? Too small. The market is too small here for him. He will not do that. But honestly, Bill Gates is there. Number two, who is the second man right now? Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is the second guy. What's his net worth? 76 billion USD. How much? Warren Buffett ge mewa ge lamai settekak dawasa kahana. I learn a lot about these people, alright? Warren Buffett ge kahana dawasak. Warren, how do you do what you do? What is it they ask? How do you do what you do? Warren Buffett takes a stack of papers and annual reports and books. He puts it on the table. He says, I go through documents and books and reports and data of companies like this daily. How frequently? And he says, I bet none of you will do that. You understand that? Is he a magician? Was he born with two brains? He was born with one brain, just one, like you and me. But he did something special with his life that put him on the deal. Correct? You know Mark Zuckerberg, yes? Little boy, he's 30, how much? 34? 33. Mark Zuckerberg is 33. I'm 30. I feel bad. I feel super bad. How bad? But I'm cool. I'm going to keep up working towards it. Mark Zuckerberg is only 33. He's worth 56 billion USD. How much? Mark Zuckerberg was offered money one time to buy Facebook. I will like, Yuvalu, we want to buy Facebook. Peter Thiel said it's a super deal. Mark, buy, sell it. 2 billion was offered. Mark Yuvalu, no, I don't want to sell. I don't know what to do with that money. Anyway, even if I sell it, I will start another Facebook. I don't want to do that. I'll just do this. And that's the guy. Mark Zuckerberg says it seems anything, if I do it for the short term, it's a distraction. I'll do everything for the long term. He even married a Chinese lady. Strategic move. Chinese. Why? China has their own social network. You know that? China, Facebook is not there. He apparently recently made a speech in Mandarin. He's learning Mandarin. Smart guy. He loved someone he loves. Okay, he loves that girl and all that's true. But even that was partly a strategic move. You understand that? What do we do? 10 years love story. 11th year, love failure. The next 4 years, the boy walks on the road with a beard. 35 years of age, this boy is still lost in life. I don't know what to do. Have you seen people like that? Many. Don't be one of them. You have to have all that. You have to have a balanced life. You have to have a loving wife. You know, I have a loving wife. She's amazing. She takes care of everything that I want. Almost every day, even if she's sick, she just does everything. Yeah, but that's one part of my life. When I go out, I think of everything else. When I come home, I spend time with her. You get it? So point one, think big. What is it? Think big. No one is going to come and tell you, here, if you think big, I will put you behind bars. Mr. Ravi Karunanayak, or no one's going to come and say, if you think big, my son, I will take you inside. He's not going to do that. The president of our country is not going to say, if you think big, Balaganing, I will tax you. He's not going to say that. Think big. Think big. Think big. How? Think big. Start small. Start. Think big. Start small. Don't think big and wait. I will wait for the rest of the 30 years to make about 10 million and invest that money in a business. Okay, seriously? You're going to be super afraid by that time. You know why? Your opportunity cost at that time is going to be higher. You're going to be way more afraid. You have a family, you have children, you have kids. And if you start something, then your experience is very little. You understand? You are with me so far on this? Think big. Point number two, everything evolves. What is it? Everything evolves. You know what that word means? Evolve. What does it mean, guys? What does it mean? Evolve kya mukad? Everything will develop to become something. Everything will develop to become something. Everything. Everything. All the time, history of the world has been the case. Everything evolves and it will keep evolving. In the future, we will have so much new things that our mind will explode. Yes or no? When the first time when my mother saw a phone, right? Color phone pictures, she's like, shocking. When I first got to know that ATM machines can bring money, I was like, wow, super cool. I was thinking, how does that print money? Maybe I should have one of those home. Everything evolves. Today it's a normal thing. Yes or no? Everything evolves. Do you know the Lamborghini that you see on the roads nowadays? You see a lot of those in Kuliyapitiya, correct? Yes? No? Not yet. A Lamborghini wasn't always a Lamborghini. It was a tractor first. What was it? It was a tractor. He was a farmer. He started with a tractor, started with farming, and today Lamborghini is one of the world's fastest. Yes or no? Yes. It's how things evolve. Everything evolves. Everything evolves. If you ask the president of our country, Mr. Sirisena, Mr. President, when you were 5 years old, did you think you will become a president? He'll be like, nah. You understand this? If you ask him, Mr. President, at 20 years of age, did you think you'll become a president? He will say, no, I was very busy with my girlfriend. I don't know whether he had a girlfriend, okay? Everything evolves with time. I'm not going to be the same the next 5 years. I want to be sure that when you see me at 35, I'm not going to be this anymore. Not anymore. I'll be a lot fatter than this. Yes? A lot fatter, a bit of muscle, like things that you can't handle. So in life, everything will evolve. Yes or no? You were a child, you're an adult now. Slowly you will get married and you will have children. And your children will start to go to school. You'll be a responsible father. And when you're a responsible father, a lot of things are going to change. No doubt, definitely everything will change. Everything will evolve. Yes, no? Now, everything will evolve only to a particular degree. Beyond that, you have to evolve. You have to. Life will always move upwards. Slowly, it'll move up. Like at the age of 13, 14, 15, I was more like a girl than a boy. I'm born with 6 sisters, 3 elder, 3 younger. Yeah. 3 elder, 3 younger. So you know what happens. My mother used to comb my hair daily. She takes me, cuts my hair. She'll buy all my clothing. If she decides to put me on some particular mode, she makes sure that I'll wear like that. I wasn't unhappy, but I thought this is how a boy is supposed to live. Alright? So up until that time, I never evolved to become anything else because my mother would never allow me to go out. I have to stay at home. My sisters will play something else. I will play with bolt and nut. Because my father used to do hardware business. There's a lot of bolt and nut. Big ones, small ones. So I'll put them together and I will fight with them. The bolt and nut fight with each other, right? One bolt wins, the other one loses. So I was more like a girl up until my O-levels. If I spoke to a group of people, I will say, hello everyone, my name is Arshad. Today I'm going to talk about how to think big. Let me start right away. Is it okay? That's how I used to be. But I evolved. I started from one place to another, and finally left and I said, here's the thing. I'm going to go out and figure this out on my own. It's been so far, so good. Been super pumped up from then to now. Never had I had a problem to keep standing. I do what we want to do. We think about the future, create a lot of value for a lot of people. Everything evolves. Mark Zuckerberg evolved. Bill Gates evolved. Every company, Toyota, you know Toyota, yes? He was started saying Toyota. He is the son of a mother who used to have those sewing machines, you know, those that make clothing. What do you call that? What do you call that machine? Weaving machine. That's the thing. So he was the son. He at one point takes over that. He sells all that and goes to the US. And when he goes to the US, he sees the Ford. He's like, wow. His is the Ford. Ford's the first car, yes or no? Henry Ford comes up with the first commercial car. But Toyota, it is not Toyota, it is Toyota. That's his family name, alright? Toyota, D-A. So Toyota sees this and he's like, cool, I'm going to go buy one Ford, take it to Japan. He takes it, dismantles the whole thing, puts it back. Dismantles the whole thing, puts it back. It is evolved. Today, it is one of the largest companies worth about 232 billion USD. 232 billion USD. So when Toyota started this, he did not think, this car will be in every country. You think he thought about it that way? No, he did not know that. He started with something first. He saw something bigger. He moved on. When he came here, he thought, oh, cool. But 5 people like my car. Let me give more cars. And he went on. And after him, his family took over. Few people came in. It became a large company. People came in terms of shareholders. Employees came in. Together, it became a bigger company than the world could have ever thought about. You understand this? Everything evolves. How many of you have been to the Colombo Hilton? Perfect. You know, Conrad Hilton is the starter of the company, alright? Conrad Hilton. What's his name? He wasn't a hotel guy first. He was a little bit in the army. He was a little bit here, a little bit there. Lost soul. Okay. And one time, during one particular time in his life, he finds, a lot of people are coming to this area. They need accommodation. Yes or no? He goes out, tries to buy an existing joint. When I say joint, like a building, you guys can think of many things there. So he goes out and buys this joint, which is a big building. He doesn't have enough money, puts up a bank loan together, takes it, and eventually it becomes the Hilton Group. You understand that? So Conrad Hilton never thought when he woke up in the morning saying, I think I'm going to have a big company. Bill Gates is asked the same question. Bill Gates can say, Bill, do you ever or did you ever think your company is going to be this big? He laughs and he says, I never thought that we will need more than 100 employees in our company. True story. More than 100 employees. You understand this? Everything evolves. Yes or no? Niki Lauda and James Hunt. You know those guys? Did you watch that movie Rush? Those boys, when they were boys, those guys did not start thinking they're going to be Formula 1 the best. They did not. But they just went on and evolved with time. They started at a lower category, went to a higher category, when they went to a bigger category, and eventually, before they even knew, they were the biggest players in the game. Okay with this so far? So point 1, think big. What is it? Point 2, everything evolves. You will definitely evolve. Though you don't know now, in 10 years from now, you are going to be something bigger than you are now. Why not make it bigger is my point for you. You understand this so far? Why not think a little bit bigger so you can be a little bit more bigger than you can possibly think about? Okay with this so far? Everything will definitely evolve. If you put more effort to it, it can be super big. Third point. What is it? In life, we need capital for 2 things. As for what I believe, and some certain people, Bill Gates believes the same. I believe the same. I take it from him. It's his concept, alright? It's not mine. But I love that. He says money can be used for 2 things. 2 things. What are the 2 things? Number 1, it can be used for consumption. What is it? 2, it can be used to create value. What are the 2 things? Consumption to create value. I want you to think with me, okay? Bill Gates is 86 billion, yes or no? Do you think he can use all that money to eat and live and sleep? He can't. He can never finish that. Yes or no? He only needs 1 car. He probably needs about 2 or 3 houses. He's just one man. He needs at one point only 2 pair of shoes. 1. Yes, no? Only 1 hand, 1 wristwatch would do. Regardless of what you are. 1 phone is all you need. Yes or no? So most of his wealth, he's not going to use it on himself. Be with me on this, okay? Most of his wealth, he's going to use for the betterment of humanity. Are you with me on this? He is going to use his wealth now and in the future to create value for everyone in his company, for everyone in his country, and everyone who probably is going to use for the next 5, 50, 60, 70 years. Are you with me on this? The biggest mistake we in Sri Lanka we use all our money in consumption. The moment you kick in, you have a good salary, you go for a big lease, buy your car. Consumption. What is it? Consumption. Now month commitment. I have to pay lease. Wait, I'll pay a lease. The moment your salary goes to about 500,000, I'm going to buy an apartment. consumption. Yes? The moment you have a lot of money, you're going to think, oh, wait, I have a lot of money. Maybe I should buy a Land Cruiser Prado. Land Cruiser Prado. Oh, no, not that. I want a Lamborghini. We should use our wealth to create more value for ourselves, for the people around us, and for the country. Are you with me on this so far? Dream big, think big. Number one, think big. Number two, everything will definitely evolve. You might as well evolve to become something big. Point three, you're doing all this not for yourself. One day when you become big, it's not consumption anymore. It is creating value. There'll be so many families who will love you. Yes or no? There'll be so many individuals, so many adults and young kids and this and that, a lot of people who will be grateful that you did it. Yes, no? Good thing to do or bad thing to do? Good or bad? Super good, guys. Super good. When you had that feeling once, you will be on that forever. It's a beautiful purpose to live for, because you're no more living in order to make money for you so you can eat tomorrow. You don't have to even think about it. When you hit that many billions, do you need to think about your food tomorrow? No need. It will be there. You will have a very good life, more than good. You will have your decisions. You will live life the way you want to live. More importantly, your wealth will be used to create value. Create what? Value. Again, not consumption. You consume what you want to do. You have to consume, alright? Like everyone has to consume. You have to feel good. You have to buy a Lamborghini. I'm not saying no, but buy it when you have created 5 times value and then buy it. Don't buy it when you have only 10% of the cash and you're planning to buy a Lamborghini. That is a stupid move. Yes? Step 1. What is point 1 again? Think big in numbers, alright? No one ever started big. Point 2. Everything evolves. So everyone started small and they went on to become big. Point 3. Create value. Don't only think of consumption. Keep saving something for a future investment, alright? If you have a 30,000 salary, somehow think of some saving all the time. Because when you need money, don't expect someone else. Use your own money to get into your business. It will be beautiful. Yes or no? And finally, my final point, I'm done. I'm done afterwards. There is no one in this room, no one in this room who doesn't have a problem in their life. Yes or no? Anyone who can show your hands and say, my life is perfect. If you do that, yeah, I'm happy that you have a beautiful life. I'm very happy for you, alright? But there will be a time you will have to have challenges. Yes or no? Challenges makes us better people. When we can see the future with the challenges and we can overcome that, we know how to evolve better. Yes or no? Don't become lucky in life. Don't become lucky and then win in life. When you are lucky and win, you will lose quickly. There is no one in this room that or who doesn't have a problem. There is no one in this world who doesn't have an issue to deal with. Yes or no? So don't be victim and say, you can say all those things, sounds good, but you don't know the problems I have. Yes or no? You don't know, I have to take care of a mother, I have to take care of my father, my brother is just going to school, I'm going to uni, I'm doing part-time job, I'm a man. Yeah, you're right. I'm not saying no. Everyone has difficult points. Your parents probably had to go through difficult times in order to make sure to give you what you have now today. Yes or no? All of your fathers. Yes? Great people. Your mother, who probably gave up everything in order to make sure that you have a good life. Yes? All of us have trouble. Yours is different from mine. For one person it is a girl, for another person it is a food, for some other person it is work, for some other person it is so many things. It doesn't matter. All of us are the same. All of us are the exact same. No difference. You have what I have what you have. Every man in the industry who has ever lived has had the same things. Correct?
So it's your choice. It's your choice. I'll leave you with that thought.